Hello guys and gals, me Mutahar. Today's video is a little more of a ask the audience type deal for me. Now ladies and gentlemen, as you may have noticed the past several weeks, I've been uploading a different type of content. I've sort of been shifting into that weirder side of the internet a little bit more than I usually have. I've been playing a lot more EXE games and I've played a lot of that SWAT 4, and I don't know what it is, but it almost feels like a return to form kind of for me. Now as YouTube goes on, as any form of online media goes on, in order to avoid any form of burnout, I like to change what I do, or like to change the topics that I cover so that I myself don't personally get bored. And up until now, that's been working really well. There was a long period of time where I did creepypastas forever until I was burned out for a while and still kept doing it. It almost made me want to not make videos anymore. But as the last few weeks have occurred, I realized that I've pretty much returned to that classic creepypasta format that I once really fell in love with, and is almost like a love reunited, a re-sparked love, to be honest. So we've been covering a lot of videos that apparently you all have been enjoying as well. I've been looking at sort of how the channel's been going. It seems as though that people have been enjoying sort of the creepy stuff, the exploration of the 4chan, the weird forums, the interesting image board, the rabbit holes that we go into. And I would like to pose a question if that's kind of the future that most people would want. Obviously, you know, we're still going to be doing things like the deep web or whatever you want to call it. We're still going to be playing those random one and off games. We're still going to be talking about that weird stuff that happens. That the stuff that's been a main staple is always going to be a main staple. But the idea of shifting towards something is what I want to kind of discuss with some people. I think running a YouTube channel or running any kind of social media type deal anyways requires a lot of work between, you know, the creator and the person watching. You know, at the end of the day, this is an incredibly personal deal. And even further than that, you know, it's something where if you guys like what I make, then I have more interest to make that. And if I'm interested in making it in general, then it's going to be a better fucking video in all shapes and forms. So I wanted to focus on that to begin with. We've also been doing live streams that have done really, really well, you know, where we've had like 2,000 something people just watch ghost videos of all things. Like, it's weird, but we've had a fun time in the last few weeks discussing this kind of content, and it's been of my interest to discuss this as time goes on. Life has sort of been changed up a little bit for me on a personal front as well. I figured that this is going to be sort of that general update. I've been doing a lot of the stock market stuff myself, so I've been having a fun time being a trader. So that's been a little personal goal of mine, and so far it's been working. I've had a lot of personal success in just in this year working out so far, and I figured if I want to keep all that success going, one of the biggest things I can't really lose sight of is this. As cringeworthy and as sappy as it kind of does sound, you know, I consider you all to be family to me. I really do enjoy the bond that we share. It's quite fucking special, if you know what I mean. There's not many ways that I can sit down and watch forum posts about Arthur, or role plays about Arthur, or explore weird threads where this is the stuff that I like to do anyways off of YouTube. So if I can share that moment with you all, have those chill as fuck video segments, that would be all I've ever needed. I've developed some form of communications as well with this new wave of horror communities. Well, not really a new wave, but the people in the horror community I've always respected at the end of the day. You know, people that weren't just you know, unlike that drama-filled sort of creepypasta community, as, you know, sort of that horror community that's passionate about what they do, you know, Nexpo, Rainbot, you know, Scare Theater. And it's these channels that have almost sort of re-inspired me into kind of going back to some of that roots that I've been part of, but almost sort of, you know, lost touch of back in the day, obviously due to a burnout to an extent. Now, I do enjoy the type of videos I'm making, and the question just basically comes and is posed to you all as, would you like this kind of stuff in the future, you know, going forward? And I feel that's pretty important to discuss. So if you all do genuinely enjoy it, we'll definitely cover way more of it. Of course, you know, the classic gaming is still there. Shit like EXE games, which have sort of researched for me, are always going to be there. I may, in fact, look into playing some of those older Aoni games at this moment in general, too. Maybe on a stream or something. I'm an absolute terrible individual to be doing with Let's Plays. I'm a kind of person that would rather make one sort of video that changes, you know, per day. Like, I would rather cover one topic, move on to the next. It's one of those deals, and if I feel passionate about something, I may return to it in a following video. I'm just one of those people, so I'm a terrible person for Let's Plays, but We may look into playing some weird Heda Oni, Ao Oni stuff. That's a name from the past on live streams or something of that sort. So going forward, I definitely want to confirm if this idea, this style of content is what people would like to see. I feel as important as it is for me to like making the content that I do, it's also important that the community likes the content that I make as well too. You know, because in that case, you know, if I wanted to say make fucking toy channel review videos, you know, I could definitely do that. But I could certainly see why there would be plenty of people pissed if I started doing that for no reason. You know what I mean? So yeah, just in general, wanted to take a little bit of time out of today's schedule, sort of ask you all that question. But that being said, Saturday we've got an interesting coverage of those weird YouTube channels. And Sunday, as always, as you know, is the Dank Web. And next week is as fresh as it's going to be, ladies and gentlemen. I've got a couple other structure stuffs in the works, actually, that's just being edited right now. So these things will take time to come out. You know, it's not going to be like I sit down per week and sort of record these things. It's going to be like a multi-week effort, sort of a passion project, if you will. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for listening out. Let me know what you feel like in the comment section below. Just had to get this out of my mind, had to discuss this going forward. But if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it. I am out.